We live.
You are now listening to the Q&E podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E podcast. You are here with your boy Q Hicks right now, and I got Edgar on the other line. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E podcast. Today, this is our NFL first round draft recap. You know, if you didn't watch the draft last night, I'm sure you've been seeing everybody talk about it today and what to expect from the upcoming rookies. A couple of people were drafted where we expected, and a couple of names fell off lower than what we expected, even though we did kind of predict certain names to fall. The whole Aaron Rodgers situation, like hours before the draft. It's a lot of pre-draft, and while the draft is going on, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. We got a lot to dive into with this.
And it's mostly this Aaron Rodgers situation that I really wanted to get my feelings off about. And that's why we made this live so impromptu. We really didn't have no promo for it. We just wanted to get our feelings off about this. We didn't want to wait until Wednesday when the regular pod comes out. We wanted to give you guys this information right now, bro, because I have a whole lot of feelings on this situation. So if you have been under a rock for the past 24 hours, Aaron Rodgers said he will not be returning to the Green Bay Packers. So he's been with the Green Bay Packers since 2004, 2005, and he said he's not coming back with the recent happenings that have been going on with the Packers organization. Him and the GM and the president just haven't been on the same level or been seeing eye to eye for the past couple of years now. And what happened last year around this time, around draft time, with them drafting Jordan Love, looks like it could be biting them in the ass right now because they could lose the MVP of the league. Edgar, bro, what was your first reaction to you hearing this yesterday?
Bro, I was one of the people saying that I can't see Aaron Rodgers playing in another uniform. I said this a few months ago when we had this conversation of what if A-Rod decides to leave? You know, what if the impossible happens? And I tweeted it yesterday when we did the poll and everything of where we think his landing spots would be. And I quoted a tweet and said, I never thought this day would come. I never thought I would see a day when Aaron Rodgers is not in the green and yellow. He's not a cheesehead anymore. And that day is upon us. So it's very weird. I just didn't know how to feel when the situation came up. Even though they give you a list of teams that he's been hearing like trying to talk to him or like entertaining, I'm just like, I can't picture this man in any other uniform.
Yeah. And it's funny because even though he said that he's not returning, I still have a feeling that he's not going anywhere. And that's not even because of him. It's more so of Green Bay would be fucking nuts to trade away the MVP of the NFL, crazy. Bro. They would be nuts because you're not going to get the return on investment. It don't matter how many first rounders you get. You're not going to get Aaron Rodgers back in return unless you really believe in Jordan Love like that. And I don't think y'all believe in Jordan Love like that. So, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I still don't think he's getting traded, though. But I also heard that he's threatening retirement. They said if he is not traded to one of those three teams that he wanted to get traded to, which was San Francisco, Oakland, and what was the other team? Denver. They said if he's not traded to one of those three teams, they said he's threatening retirement, but he said he's not going back. Like, that's not an option, bro.
And it's sad that his career would have to end that way if it did. I don't feel like he deserves to end his career on a bad note like this.
That shit would be crazy. So it looks like what has happened like over the offseason, because the offseason, they got all the way to the NFC Championship game. They have actually been to the past two NFC Championship games and have just come up short from reaching the Super Bowl. But it looks like this offseason, from what I've been hearing from Adam Schefter and other sources, it looks like Rodgers asked for a trade after the season. He asked for a trade, and then they said that they were going to trade him. So it was an agreement between the Packers and Aaron Rodgers that he would be traded. But then it looks like Green Bay backed out of the deal because they realized they was going to be dumb as hell if they actually traded this dude. And they also tried to send out the executives of the team, the president of the team, the head coach of the team to actually convince Aaron to actually come back to Green Bay. And Aaron said, I'm not going back. Like, I don't want to go back to your team. You haven't been surrounding me with the pieces that are needed to succeed and to actually get to the Super Bowl. I have been playing Hall of Fame caliber quarterback play for 15 years, or whenever he started starting, which was like 2007, I want to say. Whenever he started starting, he's been great. Hall of Famer quarterback, and you haven't been surrounding me with the pieces, bro. And I really think the straw that broke the camel's back, bro, was this past draft when it was Jordan Love. You could have drafted a wide receiver, offensive lineman, anything. But you draft another quarterback. You draft my replacement. So you basically try me at that point because you don't believe in me.
And it's the fact that out of the three recent quarterbacks that have been the starters for the Green Bay Packers, none of them have played a full 17 seasons. They all have stopped after 16 seasons, whether it was due to talent reasons or to them just wanting to leave. No Green Bay Packers quarterback over the past, I'll say 50 years. Let's just do a range of 50 years. None of them have played past 16 seasons. So I'm like, hey, I don't know if that's superstition or if that's just a sign. Like, I don't know, bro.
And it's funny because all of those quarterbacks that were, I know exactly what you're talking about. There was like a picture of Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers, and there was also Brett Favre. All have played 16 years, all Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And you only have 2 championships, at least from the past 2 quarterbacks in Rodgers and Favre, bro. Which is a fucking letdown because, bro, Hall of Fame quarterback for 40 years and you only get 2 ships. And that tells you the type of organization Green Bay is. I feel like they have the reputation of being a great organization just because of their quarterback play. But when you look at their other moves, they really don't make that many savvy moves. The moves where you're like, oh, that's going to put them over the top. They really just get overcompensated by these quarterbacks. The quarterbacks really hide a lot of deficiencies on their team, which is crazy. And something else that I heard about Aaron Rodgers is this. It seems like there's no respect between Aaron Rodgers and also the execs. It seems like every time Aaron Rodgers wants to put his opinion into the exec's ear, they don't want to listen to Aaron Rodgers.
Which
that's something that is crazy.
Shit.
We just had the same shit with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson said he felt like he wasn't being heard. Deshaun Watson, the same thing. And it's the same thing going on with Aaron Rodgers, bro. How crazy is that to you?
And this is a situation where we can kind of question it to a certain extent. Is it always race when it comes to this now? Because it's been black quarterbacks going through this now. And we kind of been saying, is it just the execs, older white men not wanting to listen to the younger black quarterbacks? Is it that reason? But now that you have somebody like Aaron Rodgers going through something like this, a prolific white quarterback, a white quarterback that has had so much success, that is the reason why Green Bay has still continued their legacy for the past 16 plus years now. They're not listening to him. I can't even say this is just a race thing at this point. I think it's truly just the execs do not want to listen to what the players have to say. No matter how much success they bring them, no matter how many fans they put in the seats, no matter how many dollars they give to the organization, the execs, at the end of the day, if they don't want to listen to you because you're just a player, they don't want to listen to you. Even if you're as great as Aaron Rodgers or if you're as great as Russell Wilson, if you're white, if you're black, if you're the player, you have no say-so when it comes to these executive decisions.
And I forgot what exec actually said this, but some exec had said this one time. We do not want the inmates to run the asylum.
Exactly.
They do not want the players to have any comment or opinion on what the front office should be doing. That's why, and it's crazy that it's the prolific ones as well. I thought the Breezes, but we seen it in New England with Tom Brady. Tom Brady really didn't have a lot to say so. It was really Bill's show. So we've seen it before with Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. It don't matter how prolific you are, but the front office is going to do what the front office do. You just got to do what you or control what you can control. And that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm thinking it has to shift in the near future. It has to shift because you see all these quarterbacks are getting disgruntled at this point because they want some type of say-so. And you see everybody want to trade. It has to change at some point, bro. And this shit just crazy.
And it's like, we're not trying to say that the execs just need to listen to the players on every single situation. But if it's situations that will literally affect them down the line, not just the team, I feel like they should definitely have a say-so. Like we've been saying, with the Green Bay Packers, let's just say for the past 4 to 5 years, it hasn't really been their defense that has struggled. It has been their offense, and it has nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. It has everything to do with the fact he doesn't have the abundance of offensive weapons. No offense to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, no offense to Aaron Jones, no offense to Devontae Adams, but it's not like he's had that three-headed monster this entire time. He just recently had that, and prior to that, it's like, okay, all you got is Devontae Adams, or if somebody's hurt, you only got this one other person. He doesn't have an abundance of weapons like a Tom Brady, like who else? Patrick Mahomes. These other quarterbacks that literally have 4 to 5 weapons at their disposal at multiple times of the season. So I feel like it's a situation where you need to listen to the players when it's something that, hey, if it's a defensive issue, okay, you might not need to talk to A-Rod about it. But if we all know that the Green Bay Packers problem is offense, Aaron Rodgers should be the first person you're listening to, not the GM and not even the head coach. I would ask Aaron Rodgers, A-Rod, what you need for us to help you with? Like, do you feel the running game is strong? Do you feel like you need more passing weapons? Do you feel you're getting blocked for enough? And then whatever you say to the GM and the head coach, and then make that executive decision. I feel like that's how it should go.
Especially when you're going to draft my replacement, I feel like I should have some type of say-so on that, bro. You shouldn't just be drafting people when you know he's not going to help us with the goal that we have this season. Like, why are you drafting the quarterback? And I feel like that's something that hurt them this season. But I'm glad you brought up the Patrick Mahomes and the Tom Brady. I think those are the two quarterbacks that he is really looking at and saying, like, damn, I wish I was in their situations.
Boy. Man.
I think that's what Tom Brady is really seeing. He's like, damn, if I had those weapons, how many championships would I have? He's seeing the success that Tom Brady had when he left. And I think he's like, if Tom Brady can leave and win a championship the next season, why can't I? But this is what I want to bring up to Aaron Rodgers, because you leave in Green Bay, a team that you just, even though you hate Green Bay, it seems like it's no respect between you and the execs. You did just get to the conference championship 2 years in a row. If you get traded to any one of these three teams that you want to get traded to, I'll say it again, which is Oakland, Denver, and San Francisco. Actually, two of these teams are in the AFC West, where you're going to have to play Patrick Mahomes twice a year. I don't know why you would want that, but it's cool. Mm-hmm. And San Francisco is obviously the best choice out of all of that. But I don't feel like you would be going to an upgraded situation if you were to leave that, except for San Francisco. I don't feel like Oakland is an upgrade. I feel like you're high-key going back. And I definitely don't feel that way with Denver. So do you think that it's the best thing for him to try to get traded?
Denver would be a good move, but when you think about it in depth on what Denver would have to trade, then that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If it was just a free agency move and he went to Denver,
and that's the difference.
Yeah,
and that's what.
You'll have Jerry Jeudy. You'll have oh my god.
He has weapons. Exactly. I'll give him that. He would have weapons, but I'm just like you said before. I'm just saying in terms of the compensation that you would have to give up, because they still have holes, like huge holes on the defensive side of the ball that they need to shore up with, like some picks. So maybe you trade the next 6 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers, whatever, and you fill it out with like the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th-round picks. Hopefully, you fill out the defense with that. But I'm just concerned for that point. Are you going to a better situation for you? Because when people are comparing it to the Tom Brady situation, and it's not the same. Tom Brady was a free agent where Tampa Bay didn't have to give up anything. They had the cap space he signed. But Aaron Rodgers is going to have to get traded to a team where they're going to probably give up a couple of players, give up a draft pick. You don't give up a lot of draft picks at that to actually get Aaron Rodgers. And that's why I'm like, are you actually going to a better situation than what you are actually dealing with Green Bay? I'm not saying that he's going to stay in Green Bay because he don't want to fuck with Green Bay, but I'm saying, are you actually going to an upgraded situation?
And I totally agree with you. I don't think any team that he goes to at this point will be an upgraded situation, but maybe he's just at that point in his career where it's like, okay, even if I don't achieve the ultimate goal of getting to the Super Bowl anymore for the rest of my career, can I go somewhere where I'll be happy when it's all over? And I think that's A-Rod's goal right now. If he gets to the conference championship, if he gets to the Super Bowl again with whatever new team he goes to, regardless of the pieces, that's great. That's just another check that he can make for his Hall of Fame case, and another check he can make in his GOAT debate, no matter who you think is the quarterback GOAT and all of that. So I feel like at the end of the day, it's just, where can I gracefully end my career? Because Green Bay is not it. I do not fuck with this front office anymore. I love the fans, but I just cannot end my career in this stadium. So I feel like he's just looking for peace at this point.
And I'm glad you brought up the happiness, because I think it is about respect more than anything. That's why I said he has to get out there, because it seems like they just don't respect him there, and he will be respected wherever else he goes, because they will be more appreciative of him and not take him for granted like Green Bay has been taking him for granted for the past 10 years, the past decade. So I definitely agree with that. And it's funny because on the Joe Budden podcast, we just seen the blow up what happened between Maul and Rory. They just left the Joe Budden podcast. They just recently came back. And it was a whole blow up between those three. And the main thing that Maul was saying is that respect is more than business, bro. It would always be more than business. I don't care if I do good in this business. I cannot work with somebody who does not respect me. And that is what Aaron Rodgers is currently going through. You do not respect me or my opinions. So I have to get away, even though I'm not going to an upgraded situation. Even though I think San Francisco could, high key, depending on what they have to give up, would be upgraded, because I think they still have enough talent. But when I see the Denvers, when I see the Oaklands, I'm like, I don't really think those are upgrades. But San Francisco is the one team I'm looking at like, that could be it. But you just drafted Trey Lance last night. So do you want to – obviously, you will take Aaron Rodgers over Trey Lance. Right. But do you want to – like, how would that work, though? After just drafting your future, you feel like top three?
I feel like that just cancels out San Francisco at that point, because they're aiming for the future right now. As great as it would be to get at Aaron Rodgers, it's like with Trey Lance, we see how good Trey Lance can be when he gets the reps under his belt, when he has the talent around him. Trey Lance has proven himself to be a top 5 draft pick, and I don't think that's something you just want to give up for 3 to 5 years of a Super Bowl opportunity again. As great as that would be, I feel like the long-term result of Trey Lance, believe it or not, is worth putting more of your chips in as opposed to Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers isn't really completely focused on winning a Super Bowl again. If he was like 3 or 4 years younger, I'd be like, hell yeah, Trey Lance. But Aaron Rodgers ain't getting any younger, and it's like we'll have to throw everything into try to winning a Super Bowl for the next 2 to 3 years if we get A-Rod. I think that's what the San Francisco 49ers were thinking.
Yes, and there was a rumor last night that there was a deal close to being done between the Packers and the Broncos, and it looks like the Packers really don't want to go through the trade, but I'm hearing a lot of rumors that it could be going down, and Mark Schlereth is the one that came out with the report. He said he had got it from somebody else, and I'm going to play his clip when he was from the Pat McAfee show earlier today.
Take care of that. Long story short, I'm mowing, I'm doing some stuff. It's beautiful in Denver. I get in and take a shower. I'm going to go do the radio in an hour, and I get a text from a very reliable source, not in Denver, outside of Denver. Somebody who has never steered me wrong, who I believe wholeheartedly exactly what this person tells me, is that this thing is heating up and it's close to a done deal in Denver. Aaron Rodgers.
Dang.
So I go on the radio and say, hey, man, I'm just getting this information. And, I don't know. It still could fall through, obviously, but it's close. So anyhow, it kind of dies down. Some people tamp it down here in Denver. But then, I get it's not a text message. It's direct message via text from Aaron. And he goes, who's your source? What are you hearing? And I'm like, well, this is what I heard. I go, is it true? You want to come over and get some dinner? I mean, what's going on? And so he didn't pour cold water on it. He just said, I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Here we go.
Right. So the bottom line, though, is.
So that's Mark Schlereth, the same person that came out with the report yesterday that there is a close deal to being done between the Packers and the Broncos. He said on the radio show yesterday that it's close to being done, and it has been more people that have been reporting that there is a close trade being done between the Packers and the Broncos. And he got a DM from Aaron Rodgers last night that says, what's the situation? Who's your source? So even Aaron Rodgers doesn't know what's going on with his situation. He's waiting like the rest of us, and he's waiting on what the Packers want to do right now. So that shit is crazy. What do you think they would have to give up if you were Denver? What would you have to give up to get somebody at the status of Aaron Rodgers?
Who's Denver's running back right now?
Gordon.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna have to give up Locke. I feel like Locke gonna have to get traded.
You would have to give up because they got Teddy Bridgewater, so you're gonna have to give one of them up. So I would say you would give up Drew Lock, possibly Melvin Gordon. If I'm Denver, I'm holding on tight to Jerry Jeudy because I feel like it wouldn't make sense to get A-Rod if you don't have Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, those are the two people I'm most worried about.
How many picks though? Because I feel like it's gonna have to be like
picks.
6.
6 picks? I say at least 3 or 4 first.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro, because we seen earlier this offseason. Who was traded earlier this offseason? Big time quarterback. Not big time quarterback. Was Wentz traded for 2 first rounders?
Ooh, was it 2 or 3?
No, Stafford. Stafford was traded for 3.
That's what it was.
Stafford was traded for 3. And y'all can have y'all different opinions on Matt Stafford. Is he top 10? Is he top 15? Whatever. But he ain't no goddamn Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just won the MVP. So you're going to get more than 3 first-round picks. So I'm like,
4.
It's
if it depends
4,
on
5?
It depends on the names, bro. Because with the Matt Stafford trade, what names were being traded along with those picks? Like
Golf was in that.
Yeah, but golf is a big name, but I don't know, bro. I feel like
Golf was in that trade. That's why I'm like, bro, you have to give up a lot.
You got 2 good names plus 4 first-round picks. I feel like that's solid for Aaron Rodgers at this point in Aaron Rodgers' career. Granted, it's Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day still, but I feel like, like I said, this was 3 to 4 years ago, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you probably finna give up by 6 first-round picks. But now, I say no more than 4. 4 plus 2 really good, promising players, I feel like that's good. I feel like that's worth it.
I think they will end up giving up about 5, bro. I truly feel like they're going to have to give up a couple of players and 5. Like, if Green Bay trades away Aaron Rodgers, the heart and soul of that team, they're finna be garbage. Like, put that, hey, book that. Like, they finna be garbage for the next few years, like 5 years, 10 years. Like, without Aaron Rodgers, this team wouldn't have been good this past season. Like, Aaron Rodgers have been covering up a lot of deficiencies, so I don't think this team is as close to where they were before they try to trade him, bro. So I think they're going to give up about 5.
And I seen you tweet the other day, like, the differences between, like, what if he gets traded immediately? What does that say about the black quarterbacks when it comes to Deshaun Watson? And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is even kind of acting, staying.
No, I don't even think. Oh, you talking about in terms of that? Okay, yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, like, because right now, like, even he said, I don't want to be here no more, like this and that. Like, he's coming out and being open with his emotions about how he feels about the organization, and that's what I was saying a few minutes ago. I'm like,
but what's the difference? Though, bro? One is going to get traded in a couple of days. I feel like Aaron Rodgers will get traded within the next couple of weeks. I don't think Deshaun Watson will be getting traded anytime soon, especially when he's caught up in these allegations. Obviously, you can't trade nobody with the allegations on their hair. But I don't think Houston was trading him anyway, but they're in similar situations. So I'm like, both of them want to get out, but one is going to get traded in a couple of weeks, and another one was getting held hostage after begging and pleading that he wants to get out of the hellhole that he was in. And Deshaun Watson is in a terrible situation. Aaron Rodgers is in a good situation. He just got the 2 conference championships. Both aren't being respected, but one is going to get traded in a couple of weeks, and the black quarterback is not, and is going to get kept with Houston.
I totally agree. The underlying issue is still there. I just wanted to point out that both players are acting similar.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
It's not like A-Rod is, just not saying anything and it's just going to happen. Like, no, he's quote unquote acting out, even though nobody is saying it. I feel like they should say it with Aaron Rodgers too. I feel like he's acting out to a certain extent, like any other black quarterback in this situation would, to get their point across and to get what they want done. So I think it's crazy how, like we just said before, like any player, like they view you as an inmate in this situation. So I just think it's still crazy that it literally does not matter who you are as a player. You can be one of the
NFL MVP.
You could be one of the MVPs. You could be one of the greatest players of your generation, and they're still going to look at you like, no, we got more say so. We don't really want to hear what you have to say. That's just, I can't believe that. That's why the NBA has so much more player power than the NFL ever will. No matter how much these players get paid, no matter how much the salary cap increases, I don't care that Patrick Mahomes is damn near going to make $50 million a year. I highly doubt that they'll even listen to Patrick Mahomes in certain situations. So I don't know, bro. I think it's crazy. Will the NFL ever see a change? I think so, but it might take a lot more.
I don't think that will happen. And on the I Am Athlete podcast, they had that same conversation. And I agree with what Chad was saying. Until they have guaranteed contracts, when your bag is secure, like they're not going to be a player-driven sport. Because, bro, a team can cut you and that'll be your career. Then you're left with no money at the end of the day. But with the NBA, it's like you can get cut. I'm still getting paid. I'm chilling. Another team can pick me up. I'm cool. Like you still got guaranteed money. But when you don't have any guaranteed money, no security past a certain year in your contract, bro, you can't trust anything. So you got to stay in line because them niggas can cut you easily and you ain't getting no cheese. So that's why I agree with what Chad was saying on that podcast, bro. Until they get guaranteed contracts, I don't think they will see this sport become player driven. But what do you think will come first? Or not come first, but just come. Do you think Green Bay would trade Aaron Rodgers or would he retire? Which one is more likely?
I would have to say him getting traded. I really just do not want to see Aaron Rodgers retire this way. I really don't. It would hurt just as bad, and it's two completely different situations. But the way Vince Carter had to retire, that shit hurt, bro. Like, Vince Carter's career was just too good for COVID to just stop his career in his last season on his farewell tour. That shit hurt a lot of basketball fans because it's like, nah, he deserved to end his shit gracefully. With Aaron Rodgers, different situation, obviously, but it's kind of a similar situation. Aaron Rodgers was in GOAT debates, bro. He still is in a lot of people GOAT debates. No matter how many championships Brady win, a lot of people be like, hey, A-Rod can still be in that debate. You know, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. He deserves his flowers. He deserves Hall of Fame, no doubt, first ballot. We just want to see his career end gracefully as well. So that's why I can't say he'll retire. I honestly think he would get traded first.
And honestly, I know Aaron Rodgers has his 3 teams that he want to go to, but the best fit, in my opinion, is Miami. Miami is the best fit to me, bro. The Packers can get Tua, and the Dolphins have hella picks in the next few drafts, bro. Them niggas could have thrown you a couple of first-round picks next year, and they'll give you the next 4 first-round picks after that. And they'll be fine because they're already up-and-coming team. They already getting talent this season. Oh, my goodness. Aaron Rodgers with the Dolphins? The young Dolphins at that, bro. Would be tough.
And that defense is stout, bro. They wouldn't even have to give up any defensive pieces, like you said. Tua alone would be like the only name you would have to really give up, plus whatever picks you got moving forward, because your talent offensively and defensively for sure is just the highlight of your next 5 to 10 years, basically.
Because you got Devontae Parker, you just drafted Jalen Waddle, and whoever you draft in these next 6 rounds in the NFL draft, that's how you can build your offense. Then you just trade Tua and your next set of first round picks for the next 4 or 5 years. You can get Aaron Rodgers for that, bro. I feel like that would be the Packers' best trade package. I don't think Denver is offering that. I don't think Denver's offering that. They're not offering that. I think Tua is better than Locke, and I think they can give you better picks. The Dolphins can give you better picks. But it just depends on where Aaron Rodgers wants to go, because if he's set on these 3 teams, then you got to go with those 3 teams. But if he wants to look outside of those 3 teams, I think the Dolphins is his best situation, bro. I really think the Dolphins. And I think that was it on that point. Let's move on to the NFL draft recap. Edgar, bro, what was the best thing that happened last night in your opinion, man?
Man, the best thing that happened last night, I don't even know. Kyle Pitts going to Atlanta. I'm glad my dog went top 5, so I'll say that. I think that goes to our point. I don't think Julio will get traded now that they have Pitts, because I feel Matt Ryan has multiple weapons now at his disposal to like really get some shit done this season. So I feel I feel Julio Jones will stay in Atlanta now. So Kyle Pitts going to the Falcons was big. Trey Lance in San Francisco, I think that's huge because they were talking about finding a replacement for Jimmy G, and you got all those weapons at your disposal if you're Trey Lance, and the defense backs it up at that. So Trey Lance ain't got to worry about shit for the first half of his career, damn near, honestly. So those would be my two biggest takeaways as far as positives from this draft. Shout out to Kadarius Toney, first-round draft pick going to the Giants. Daniel Jones has another offensive weapon, and Kadarius Toney was listed as a wide receiver. So I feel like he could be like a Tyler Lockett to the Giants, like how Lockett is to the Seahawks moving forward. So I definitely love that.
The best thing that happened last night with that nigga Jalen Waddle. That nigga left his family, dog. He said, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all talking about. I don't want to hug y'all niggas. I'm going on about my day. That shit was hilarious. It made the whole draft for me, my nigga. That shit made the whole draft for me, bro. He's like, y'all niggas ain't getting none of my money. That nigga walked straight up to that damn commissioner. I fuck with that shit the most. And I actually love that draft pick, bro. So if you had to go through winners and losers of the first round, who would you pick? Just start with losers first. Start with losers.
Actually, let's just go not round by round. Let's just go pick by pick because I don't got the list in front of me right now. So let's just go pick by pick. Trevor Lawrence, Dub, obviously. Who else? Okay. When it comes to winners and losers, I'm gonna count the players in this too because Justin Fields. Was that a lose?
He was a loser.
He was a loser.
I feel like he was a loser.
The Bears honestly won. The Bears won because it's Justin Fields, but Justin Fields lost because it's the Bears.
I want to elaborate on that point because I've seen a lot of people this morning saying, from a Bears perspective, the Bears were hopeless until Justin Fields ended up falling to them, and they ended up trading up to get him. They were hopeless before Justin Fields ended up falling into their lap. But I don't think that's a good situation for him. Because we just seen what they did with the semi-mobile quarterback and Mitchell Trubisky. They didn't set up an offense around him, and I feel like that's something that you would have to do with a Justin Fields as well. So everybody is happy, everybody is excited because they see Bears got a good defense, they got a few weapons, but you still have to put a good offense around that, man. And I don't know how much I trust the Bears to do that after what I just seen them do with a top pick and Mitch Trubisky. How can I trust that they will do right by Justin Fields? Justin Fields is definitely more talented. I don't want to compare the two, but still, you have to put an offense and set up a good system around him as well.
And I feel the Bucs took a L for the first round. Granted, we just won the Super Bowl, so it really honestly didn't matter who we drafted.
They have picked Joe, what his name, Tryon?
Tryon or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't really go wrong. You just won the Super Bowl, and literally everybody just re-signed their contract. So we lost no players basically for this upcoming season. So you can't really pick wrong, but I felt like a linebacker wasn't the smart thing to pick. We got Devin White right now leading that offense.
But what was the best pick for y'all, bro? Y'all niggas is loaded. What was the best pick?
The best pick, honestly, could have been possibly another corner or another safety, just helping that secondary out for deep threat passes and all that type of stuff and outside the numbers of football. So I felt that could have been fixed first as opposed to our interior. Our front seven, nobody's fucking with our front seven because we had the number one rush defense. So I'm not worried about linebackers. You got Levante David and Devin White, and then we already know who on that D-line. So nothing there needed to be added to. But I definitely feel like a corner or a safety could have been the best pick. But, hey, like I said, there's no wrong pick when you have the last pick in the draft because you just won the Super Bowl.
I felt like a team loser was the Cincinnati Bengals. Even though they drafted Jamar Chase, you could have drafted Penei Sewell, who is a generational offensive tackle who most people say will be in the Hall of Fame one day. You passed on that. So Joe Burrow just tore his knee up last season, and he will most likely be out for at least some part of this season. And you get him a wide receiver. Granted, he's going to be a great wide receiver, Jamar Chase. But you get Jamar Chase instead of securing your offensive line with Penei Sewell. That did not make any sense to me, bro. I think they listened to Joe Burrow. That was somebody who ended up getting an opinion in with the front office, and I think it went wrong for them. I don't think they should have drafted a wide receiver. I think he really got his opinion in with them.
I do too, but maybe it's because Burrow thinks he can honestly be effective not saying no matter what the line looks like, because obviously you want a good line.
He tore his knee up. He just tore his knee. ACL and MCL.
But maybe he thinks he's he can upgrade his game to be mobile enough to where maybe he's thinking, look, as long as I got the weapons, I can make do with the line that's in front of me. Maybe that's what he thought. Granted, that's probably stupid as hell to think because he just messed up the league. But hey, maybe he's thinking, look, if y'all get me this receiver, the receiver that I played with and won a chip with, that I already got chemistry with, hey, I'll deal with the O-line. I'll deal with getting the second, third, fourth round O-line pick that can still be halfway decent enough to block for me. You know, so I feel like that's probably what Joe Burrow said. Granted, I wouldn't have said that. I would have been like, hey, I'll miss out on getting my homie at wide receiver to get somebody that can protect me.
You need time in the pocket to even throw to Jamar Chase. You're going to need time in the pocket, bro. You ain't going to have time, bro. Especially after what we've seen this season. Nah, man, I don't think that was a good pick.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't think the Broncos made a bad pick because I do love Patrick Surtain, but they could have gotten Justin Fields. And a lot of people were saying that the Broncos must know something that we don't because they didn't draft Justin Fields, especially with the uncertainty at the quarterback position. So do you think that the Broncos should have went in that direction?
They didn't really lose because Surtain is a hell of a pick. Like, so, and the fact that he didn't really slide down far because he was a top 15 pick. So
top 9, yeah.
Yeah, he top 10 pick. So he didn't really fall. So it's not necessarily a bad pick, but I do agree a quarterback would have probably been the best thing to go for if you're the Denver Broncos. But hey, maybe they trust Teddy enough for the next year or two or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But what I wanted to get your opinion though about the Eagles. Devontae Smith going to the Eagles. I didn't know how to feel about that. I felt good because, like, hey, it's another situation where a quarterback is matching up with his receiver again. And I peeped that. That happened like 2 or 3 times with this first round. I'm like, how many quarterbacks want to get their receivers back? I'm like, shit. So
and Lawrence ended up getting his running back. Lawrence had got ETN. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. The Clemson Jaguar.
And you see Tebow finna come back too. My nigga Tebow finna get on that bitch too.
So it's like I didn't know how to feel with Devontae Smith going to the Eagles because I'm like, should they have tried to build their O-line more to help Jalen Hurts? Should they have tried to put something on defense for the Eagles? Because the Eagles defensively have been terrible. So.
No, I think wide receiver was the pick to go with because you need more weapons with Jalen Hurts. I don't think they had enough last season, and even when all of their wide receivers were healthy, it wasn't a strength of theirs, and I feel like that needed to get built up, especially when you want to see what Jalen Hurts can fully do. Like, this is going to be his test run. I feel like next year they could be back in the quarterback market if Jalen Hurts doesn't show his true potential. So they had to give him a true weapon to say, hey, you had Devontae Smith. If you didn't do anything with Devontae Smith, it's like, hey, we got to move on to the next one. So they had to give him that one piece before trying to actually evaluate him this season. So I feel like that was the right pick with Devontae Smith. They do have other holes. Now, they're going to be a dumpster fire this season. I want Jalen Hurts to succeed. But I don't think the Eagles will be good at all this season, bro. I really don't. Even with the Devontae Smith.
Hey, Devontae Smith, I know you saying size don't really matter. It's can you really play the game? But you weigh less than me, my guy. And I weigh like 182. I feel like Devontae Smith gotta beef up just a little bit. Because granted, as quick as you are, as fast as you are, as great as your hands are, bro, you barely touching 170. Like, and it's no knock against his talent. He's talented as hell. He could definitely be that number one option, but I don't feel like a less than 170-pound receiver at wide out. Now, maybe in the slot, but at wide out, at the X or at the Y, at the X or at the Z, I'm like, I don't trust that. I feel like you're finna get pushed around by Jalen Ramsey or Xavier Rhodes or somebody like that. So I don't know.
I don't really think so. I seen some people saying that last night that was his weakness, but sure he can beef up. But dude was going against the best corners in the NFL, not NFL, but best corners in the SEC and was killing them. He was killing everybody. So I can't say that it's going to be a weakness when he went against all these top corners and killed all of them. One of the dudes who went first round, Stokes from Georgia, he killed Stokes. He killed Campbell from Georgia. He killed J.C. Horn. Or he didn't kill J.C. Horn, but he had a solid game against J.C. Horn. So all of these all these corners that are first round picks, he ate them up. So I can't say that he has to beat up, has to do this. We've seen skinny wide receivers succeed in the NFL. So I don't think it's the prior. Yeah.
At wideout?
Yeah. I think he will be fine, bro.
I don't know, bro. If this was a
I feel like that was
situation,
something that really was nitpicked. I feel like that was something that really nitpicked. They wanted something to really nitpick because they couldn't nitpick his game. Like his game is there. He won the Heisman for good reason. He has all the skills in the tool bag. But I feel like people wanted to nitpick and say, oh, he's too skinny. He finna gain weight. He finna get on an NFL diet program. He finna gain weight. He finna get up to at least 185.
Oh yeah.
But I don't feel like that's too big of a knock.
If he gained the weight, then it's flawless at that point when it comes to him.
Because you can say the same thing about Tony. Tony ain't big. But that was never something that was said about Tony. Like, I didn't hear anything about Tony being skinny, but I heard that about Devontae Smith. I'm like, that don't even make sense.
But Tony isn't a wide receiver, bro. Tony was literally like, if you look up his college thing, the shit just said athlete. Like, he played kick return, he played punt return, he played running back, he played slot receiver. Devontae Smith plays wide receiver. He plays the X or he plays the Z, like, most of the time. He might get in slot, but for the most part, he's either the X or the Z. With Tony, he could be like Tyler Lockett and only play the slot and be a special teams dominant force. Kadarius Toney could just make his whole NFL career special teams. With Devontae Smith, it's not the same thing. It's like, no, this is your position. Like, this is what you have to eat at. You know, so I feel like that's the difference between those two.
I think he'll be just fine. What other picks did I like about this drive? Love the pick from the Dallas Cowboys. I will say that. I tweeted it last night that Michael Parsons would be a top 5 player in this NFL draft. He had ended up sliding down the board because it was a whole lot of offense that came off the board at the beginning. But Michael Parsons will be a top 5 player in this draft. When I say this man could be a great linebacker, he rushes the passer. He's a thumper. This man will be a great asset for the Dallas Cowboys, especially when somebody like Leighton Vander Esch barely can stay on the field. They need somebody else who can replace him, and he can also play defensive end as well. They need help at both of those positions, and I feel like this is the perfect piece because he's versatile and he's going to produce at any position you throw him at.
And Sean Lee just retired, so the Cowboys are looking for that defensive leader to be next to take the mantle, so I totally feel like he could be that person.
And let's talk about Mac Jones, bro, because I see a lot of people saying that, oh, yeah, man, the Patriots got their guy. He's the guy. And I'm like, yeah, this probably was the Patriots plan all along. But how do you feel about, how do you feel about this pick and everything that's going down with Mac Jones?
Mac Jones going to the Patriots, I'm not mad at. I feel like it could be successful because he's somebody that I honestly feel nobody can play the game like Brady. Obviously, you ain't never gonna beat Brady.
But you heard they was comparing him to him last night. They was comparing him to Brady
because he out of shape and he don't fit the true quarterback look. That's why
I told you that's who they was comparing him to. They was comparing him to Brady the whole season.
They comparing him to Brady because if you look at Mac Jones' picture with his shirt off, he look like a fat lineman that got a chance to play quarterback, and Tom Brady looked like an IT worker that went to a football training. That's why they comparing them because they don't look like the next guy. But they have the talent, I guess, that could be the next guy. So Mac Jones could definitely be the future of the Patriots because I don't see Cam Newton staying with New England long, even though he's playing one more year on contract with them. So Mac Jones is definitely a good future quarterback to have. He's somebody that could be a system QB because he isn't that dual threat quarterback that you're looking for to be.
But that's the question. I don't even think the question is the future because he's no doubt the future Cam out of there next year. But it's more so, is he the right now? Is he starting over Cam right now?
No.
And that's the question.
No.
A lot of people are saying that this is Cam's show. Even Belichick said that this is Cam's show. But I think this has a lot to do with Cam Newton. Now, I'm going to make this a Cam Newton rant right now. If Cam Newton do that same bullshit, and he come to camp with that same bullshit from last season, Mac Jones taking his spot. No doubt. Because they want Mac Jones to get his time anyway. So if Cam does not come to camp ready to play, like he's the Cam Newton, and he come to camp with that same bullshit, he's getting his spot took on day one, period. And I wouldn't even be mad at Bill for doing that because the type of system that Josh McDaniels wants to run, Mac Jones fits that system. He wants somebody like Brady that's not mobile, but who can get the ball out of his hands quick and who can process the game. That's Mac Jones. Even though I don't think Mac Jones will be that good, he's a great fit in this system. So this is the perfect fit for him. But Cam, you're not the perfect fit that they want. So they want any excuse to go to Mac Jones. So if you come to camp ready, you have to come to camp ready and ready to play the whole season because they're looking for that one excuse to put Mac Jones in the game, bro. So those couple games in a row that you playing off, oh, Mac Jones starting. So Cam got to know this in the back of his. So I hope that this motivated him even more to get his shit together because even though he will not be the Patriots quarterback next year, you can find somebody else and have another team believe in you that you can still be the guy. And I still want that for you, Cam. So you have to prove these niggas wrong because they want you to be out of there. They don't want you to play. They want Mac Jones in there. So, Cam, you got to show these niggas what's good this season. This is your last shot. If you have another season like last year, Cam, you will be out of the league, bro. I'm telling you now, he'll be out of the league. So you have to come to play this season. And this is one more thing I want to say. Cam, you did all that shit last year with the videos, and this is another reason why I don't follow Cam. You're posting all those motivational videos showing that you getting back in shape, and that's cool. But I don't want to see none of that shit. I don't want to see none of that. I just want to see your ass show out when you bring your ass to training camp and throughout the season. I don't want to see you grinding, Cam. I don't want you boasting about you grinding. I just want to see you show up in the game. I don't want to see you throwing ducks the whole game, bro. Throwing ducks on screens and throwing ducks when a nigga 5 yards away. I want you to get back to the old Cam Newton. It don't have to be the MVP. It can be the newer version of Cam, but I want to see you updated from last season, bro. Last season was just hard to watch as a Cam Newton believer, bro, and that shit was tough. So Cam got to come ready, bro. I don't want to see no more videos, Cam. I don't want to see no more videos. We know you grinding, but show up to fucking play when you come to New England because them niggas ready to bench you at any second, and your career is on the line. Oh, bet that.
I totally agree. You're not wrong. I agree with every point you said. They're looking for any reason to nitpick and take you out. Because even when he has good games, they still don't even try to give him credit for the good games that he has. You know what I'm saying? So it's just nitpicking at this point with Cam. The system is not made for you in New England, but Bill is trying his best to make it work with you, even though he doesn't want to really change what they have, change their culture of playing. So I honestly feel the same as that way Quincy does, Cam. Like you gotta come to play. I love still watching your videos. I love still seeing you in good spirits. I love seeing you show everybody, look, what they saying ain't getting in my fucking head. I'm still finna grind. I'm still finna be me and post these videos. I love still seeing the shit. But I totally agree with Quincy. If you gonna post these videos, yes, better come to play. Because Matt Jones,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Matt Jones top 5 worthy, but like I said, I did not try to make it sound like Matt Jones trash. If Mac Jones got the weapons and he healthy, he gonna do something. He gonna make some shit shake. Especially like we were just saying, he's kind of Brady-esque and how he can fit in that system. Best trust and believe they ready to replace your ass at any moment. As much as I want Cam to go to Atlanta, which is why I think he signed that 1-year contract because he's eyeing Matt Ryan's contract to see when he can finally slip in and start trying to communicate with Atlanta. Like, bro, don't mess it up earlier than what you could because Atlanta probably might not even look at you as bad as you want to try to go there. Because Atlanta got all these weapons now, bro. It's written for Cam to go there now, bro. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. If Julio don't get traded and they got Kyle Pitts now too, Cam definitely going to Atlanta after this season with the Patriots. I promise you.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. We know you're not going to be with the Patriots. That shit don't even matter to me, bro. I just want to see you do well so you can continue to be a starting quarterback in the league. But this is your last chance. Nobody else is giving you a chance, bro, after this season. If you have 2 stinky seasons in a row, 2 bad seasons, nobody's giving you a chance, bro. That's what I'm telling you, bro. They're not giving you a chance. So obviously I want Cam to do well. I want Cam to show his ass this season. But I want Cam to come prepared, bro. Have that playbook down. You don't have a year in the system. You're going to have a full off season. Cam, I want to see you fucking prepared for the challenges that you will face this season, bro. Cam, I love you. I want to see you succeed. You're not going to be with the Patriots next season. But maybe Washington will want your ass next season. Maybe another team going to want you. That's an even better fit for you. So just keep that in your back of your mind, bro. But just continue to grind, bro. That's what the words I just wanted to say to Cam, bro. For real, because they looking for anything to get my nigga up out of there. They looking for any reason, bro. So you got to show out this year, bro. You got to show out. All right, bro. So let's keep on going through the picks. Oh, another pick that I really like was Caleb Farley. Even though Caleb Farley does have injury issues, he had a second back surgery in late March. So that's obviously a major red flag. So that's why he really slipped to number 22 to the Tennessee Titans. I love his game. He's somebody who switched from wide receiver to cornerback and has really developed in that position in like 2 years of playing it. His speed is unmatched. His ball skills are unmatched. But if he stays healthy, he's a top 10 talent in this draft if he's healthy. But I think he can be a top player in this draft. And he was personally my favorite cornerback coming into this draft class, even with the health concerns. I love Farley's game, bro. I love Farley's game.
And where did Horn go? Where did J.C. Horn go? I forgot.
J.C. Horn went 8 to the Panthers.
That was a pick I like too. I like that pick because the Panthers, they're just getting anybody at this point. They don't have a quarterback. All they banking on really is Christian McCaffrey. That's it. So
I think they really believe it because that was another team that people said, damn, y'all didn't draft Fields. Like, you only got Darnold right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they got Sam Darnold, but everybody's really just banking on Christian McCaffrey at this point. So building the defense, getting those extra big names there to draw other big names who are vets. I feel like J.C. Horn was definitely a great pick. It might give you some Josh Norman reminisce type days of the glory time that he had when he was in Carolina. So I feel like J.C. Horn could definitely do well there. He was a great cornerback to watch. Even though he gave my Gators a hard time, he was amazing to watch. His arm length is crazy, bro. His wingspan is like unbelievable. He can guard almost any type of receiver. He's long enough to keep up, even if he's not fast enough. I feel he's going to have a great career in the NFC South.
I agree. I do like that move as well. So I'm just going to give you guys some clear winners for me. I love what the Ravens did drafting Rashad Bateman. You have a number 1 wide receiver for Lamar Jackson with that pick of Rashad Bateman. I love that pick. I loved him. I made a video about him. I love his game. Love him as a man. I think he will be a good fit, and he will be the number 1 wide receiver. And they can move my boy Marquise Brown to the 2, and I think that fits Marquise Brown way more, so he can be the secondary option behind Rashad Bateman. So that's good for Lamar Jackson. Another winner was who was another winner for me? I think I don't want to say the Pats, but I think the Pats were a winner by getting Mac Jones at 15. Hearing that Mac Jones could possibly go 5, like I heard he was going to go top 5. So to get him at 15, that's value. So I have to give him love for that. And also Chicago was that. So those are my 3. I feel like Chicago was a good one because Justin Fields fell in your lap. Even though I don't think that's a good fit for Fields, but for the Bears, they won because they had no hope. You were riding out with Andy Dalton last year. Like, nigga, you had no hope. You had no hope before this nigga. Yeah, so getting somebody like Justin Fields who has like high upside, oh my goodness. That was like a match made in heaven for the Chicago Bears, bro. Just got to see what they do with it at this point, bro. Just got to see what they do with it. All right, bro. So anything else? Any winners and losers you want to get off your chest?
No, I said all of mine. That was it, really.
All right, man. What else you got before we get out of here?
I just hope all the rookies with high expectations, I hope they meet those expectations, hopefully surpass them. Justin Fields, you're with the Bears, but hey, do what you do, play your game, and show them that all you need is just 1 or 2 weapons around you, a good O-line, and you can make shit work. So just try to make the best out of that situation. Trevor Lawrence, hey, you I don't even know. I don't know what to say to Trevor. You in Jacksonville right now. So
Trevor finna do his motherfucking thing.
I hope
and shout
so.
out to that nigga, and shout out to that nigga Darrell. Because he about to be the next Andrew Luck.
I can't name no receivers for the Jaguars right now. So
yeah, that's literally all they need to be drafting right now. All receivers and offensive linemen. That's all they need to be drafting.
That's why I don't know what to say when it comes to Trevor Lawrence, because we ain't talked about him at all this whole episode. So I don't know what to say.
I mean, yeah, because we kind of assumed what the fuck was going on with Trev. So, but yeah, hopefully. That was crazy, yeah. But that Tebow shit. Let's answer that question. Do you think Tebow would do some shit if he was to get picked up?
No. I love Tim Tebow. Gator Nation till I die. I feel like you were kind of pushed out of the league before you really had a chance to prove yourself. But nah, don't do this tight end shit. Please don't. Hey, if you get it done and you prove me wrong, I don't see it happening, but cool. But I don't think it's worth it. Don't do that shit, bro.
Yeah, I think he will do it, but I don't think it will work out. I don't think that's a natural position for him. He's big enough, but I don't think he's used to that position like that. And you can get that position to other tight ends that are used to that position, and I feel like it would be better. All right, bro, you can hit him with the social media.
Y'all can follow us on Twitter at QE Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at QANDE Podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you can see anytime that we drop new episodes, and our email, QANDEpodcast@gmail.com for any business inquiries, questions, or concerns.
Yes, and subscribe to all of our podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So definitely check us out. We appreciate everybody who tuned in. We know we didn't have any promo, but we appreciate everybody who tuned in. It was a lot of people that were here. So definitely shout out to all of y'all. And subscribe to us on YouTube, Q and Sign E Podcast, and subscribe to my YouTube. Just type in Quincy Hicks into the search bar and definitely subscribe. We appreciate you guys for listening, and we out. Peace.